What's up, Bills Mafia? Day 9 of training camp is in the books for the Buffalo Bills, and I got all the sights and sounds for you. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia Day 9 of training camp is in the books for the Buffalo Bills. By the way, this is the last week of training camp at St. John Fisher, and we have our first preseason game Saturday, which I know you are all pumped up to watch. I know I am. So, without further ado, let's get to the sights and sounds of today the best I could. Remember, today was a closed practice for Bills Mafia for fans to attend. So they couldn't attend today, but they will be able to attend tomorrow. So, let's get to it. Josh getting down. Big Jordan Phillips is good to see, man. Great to see, actually, him back at in training camp, getting ready to roll. Hopefully week 1, because we will need him. He's a solid depth piece, guys. Vaughn with his kid, so funny, man. His kid's a trip, man.
Oh! Yo! Give it to me. Give it to me again. You got that good hair. You get that from your daddy.
Did you guys catch that? Somebody said, I don't know if it was Shane Ray, but he said, you got that good hair. You didn't get that from your daddy. Yo, I laughed my ass off. I don't know if anyone caught that, but I'll rewind it a little bit because that it had me, man, it had me tripping, man.
You got that good hair. You get that from your daddy.
Vaughn's like, shut up. Oh, man. I like his little Von Miller jersey. Jim Boheim, Syracuse college basketball head coach. So pretty cool. He attended camp today. Getting those pitchers in. No volume here. I don't know why.
It's great to be here. And, when you fish one day and you play golf one day and you can't catch fish and you can't hit golf balls, I'm happy to be up here. This is pretty good. Met Josh a couple times, and it's just great to be here and to watch these guys. They got this should be a special year.
Again, just when you have a rookie player.
Real quick heads up, guys, on these interviews here with the coaches and players, press conference, whatever. They may be a little bit low. It's just how it is, man. It just turn it up on your computer monitor or raise the volume as best you can.
He's going to go through some growing pains, and Coach Dorsey and the offensive staff are going to continue to figure out the strengths of, in this case, Dalton, like all of our players, and then put them in positions of strength. And you try and manage some of the weaknesses as well. And Dalton's a skilled player, and but at the same time, he's still a young player. So
yeah, no doubt. Listen, there's no doubt. Dalton Kincaid is going to make his rookie mistakes this year, okay? And listen, we're all aware of that, okay? But everything I've seen in training camp so far tells me this guy's ready for the NFL, ready for week 1. I don't think the game's going to be too fast for him. A lot of rookies say the game's just too fast. It takes them a little bit for the game to slow down. I think this guy's just he's an athlete, man. He's a superstar in the making. I believe he was born for this, man. He's just one of those type of players. He's a special player. So I just have a feeling this guy's going to have a very good season for the Buffalo Bills and a very good career. As long as he can stay healthy, I don't see why he won't have a very good career in the NFL. But I'm super excited to see what Dalton Kincaid brings to this offense, man, because it's much needed as far as, what we were missing last year, which is that security blanket for Josh Allen, that go-to guy when things break down, a reliable guy that Josh could throw the ball to, other than Stephon Diggs, when things are, getting a little bit hectic there in the pocket, and he has to get away, scramble, and find a receiver. Kincaid could be that weapon, that go-to guy. I'm hoping, and so far it's looking that way. So I'm excited, man.
I mean, anytime you miss a couple of days or even one day, I mean, from a competitor standpoint, when you're not out there, you feel that.
He's talking about Jordan
And
Phillips, I
then
believe.
When you miss multiple days or now weeks, going even back to the spring, there's some catch-up work that's got to be put in, and Jordan will do that. He's been out there paying attention. He's been out there getting the mental reps in terms of.
Basically, what he's saying is there's some rust that needs to be knocked off. Okay.
What he can
In a
control
nutshell.
through the PUP, and then now that that's taken off, getting him back integrated into what we're doing. The walkthroughs are very productive or beneficial for him, because the walkthroughs allow now him to participate and get the mental reps where he couldn't get those mental reps prior to that. It's been interesting trying to find just where I need to be at the right time. And
Real quick, that's why I keep telling you guys how important training camp is to a lot of these players, especially players that are either young or coming off injury. One's the ones coming off injury to kind of get that rust off, to get back into, the form of things. Now, and for the rookies or the younger players, it's this valuable time. And when there's like injuries that occur to them, it's such a setback because they can't get these one-on-ones with the coaching staff. And, that's why I felt like Spencer Brown last year missing all of OTAs, minicamp, and training camp really set him back. And, putting a player in there just week one that hasn't had that, that setting, that training camp, that practice, that one-on-one with your coaches, I think it really does hurt them. So I understand what he's saying about Jordan Phillips getting that rust, knocked off. Who knows if he even plays week one, because he just got to training camp this week. So they may still hold him back a little bit until he gets, until they feel like he's ready to go. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
And then just being self-aware, I think, is important enough to know that, okay, I haven't spent time here in some time, so I need to get around, say, the offense a little bit, or special teams. It's just hard to leave even the follow-up film meeting with the defense because of the details that we need to have. It's important that I do spend the time outside of the defense with. See,
I'm telling you guys, so he's talking about being a head coach and defensive coordinator at the same time, so split duties. This is going to be a very challenging year for Sean McDermott. There's a lot of pressure riding on Sean McDermott, in my opinion, this season, because whether you like Frazier or you didn't, Frazier's defense still was a top 5, top 10 defense while he was here. And though it failed us in the playoffs, it still was a good defense, right? Now McDermott is stepping in kind of a new philosophy as far as the aggressiveness goes. He's going to throw a more exotic blitzes, different looks. So if things don't go right and the defense just doesn't look good, then yeah, people are going to start talking. And then you got the head coach side of things, where it's like, yeah, now you got to pay attention to the offense as well, all the other stuff. So, man, he has a lot of pressure going into 2023, but listen, he had the opportunity to find a defensive coordinator, or he could have found one in-house. He chose this position. He chose to do this. So he must be feeling confident enough that he can handle everything. And, let's see what happens. I hope he can for this team. And, but just, I am excited, though, to see what he brings to this defense for sure. I felt like we haven't been aggressive, under Frazier. And I felt like we had the players to do it. And I feel like this season we really had the players to be aggressive, and I want to see that this season. So let's continue.
Set pieces of our offense or special teams as well.
What Dorian's biggest hurdle has been is the complexities and the details that we ask, and we ask at a high level, right? Sean talks about.
Like, you see, it's weird. Like some of these clips, it's low on the when they're talking to the media, and some are extremely loud. So I don't know what to tell you. Guys, I apologize if it's loud. Just turn the volume way up if you can.
Playoff caliber. We don't let little things slide. Not that Tulane did. But he's made tremendous strides. And what I talked about in the spring was obviously his physical tools are there. It's how can we get him to play the fastest he can possibly play to affect the game in a positive way for the Bills. Me personally, I knew watching the tape what he could do physically. I wanted to see his mental processes, his ability.
I believe he's talking about Dorian Williams.
To follow instruction and drills, his ability to get on the board, and me to put him to the fire on teach him defenses for the Bills that he's never heard before in his life and erase everything.
Boy, this guy has a lot of energy. I wish I remember his name. I don't think this isn't Butler. I'm not sure.
And make him teach it to me, and put him through exercises of, what if this happens? What if this happens? What do you do here? What do you do here? And he showed him mental capacity. And again, we don't have a ton of time with him, so you're talking about a training camp install versus an hour and a half to 2 hours in a meeting room. You can imagine what the difference is as far as what we're able to go through with him in a meeting room setting pre-draft versus where we got him now.
All right, so that's the highlights for day 9. I also got some more interviews here from a couple players that I'm gonna show you. But first, I want to. This is a little special shout out to my buddy, and you guys may know him, DJ Stone 716. Let me see if I could show that. I'm not sure if it will allow me, or if I could pop that on the screen for you guys. Let me see here. Yeah, maybe I'll do it later. Okay, so let's get to this real quick. So let's get to some. Let's get to Leonard Floyd first. How about that?
Here in the spring.
You see, a little low, right? Not my fault, guys. I have it on full volume. And look, it mutes. I don't know why it muted. Guys, I have no idea. But it's definitely muted. And he's talking and talking. Let's go back. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Weird. I think it's on their end, guys. So we'll just go from there.
Or like, I thought I knew it.
See, the volume kicks in and out. I don't get it.
Look at that in a positive way.
Yeah, I look at it as a positive because I can go back to the film and go with my coach and we can correct it. And
Leonard Floyd, what a great pickup, man.
I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Just clean it up when I watch the film.
How much different is this system compared to what you've been in the NFL the other 2 stops?
Oh, I don't have to drop nowhere near as much. Yeah, in 3-4, I drop every other play. This defense, we attack. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Do you think that suits your game better?
Yeah, definitely, man. That leads to getting targets for losses. And
see, this is what I like to hear, guys. And I'm sorry if you can't hear it too well, but coming from a 3-4 to a 4-3 now, Floyd. But he's talking about attack. Like, I didn't hear that years past from Bills defenders when talking about Frazier's defense, right? And once again, I'm not knocking Frazier's defense. We were top 5, top 10 every year that he was here. So, but, every player I've heard comment so far on this defense has been that the defense is a little different, and it's definitely more aggressive. And Leonard Floyd is telling you right now that it is attack, attack, attack. And I love that because that's something we haven't really done under Frazier. So, man, I just love hearing that, man, because I can't wait. I want to see it. I haven't seen it in a long time for this Bills defense. So, yeah, man, it's great to hear.
Hits on the quarterback and sacks. I definitely love that better.
I've seen you, AJ, some of the other guys working with them and kind of, back and forth with
I hope they can figure an extension for this guy, by the way.
Why do you
1 year, man, it's not enough for me for this type of player.
Into a new team, doing both of those types of things.
I think it's important because you'll be able to trust each other when either one of us is in the game. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to know that we got the moves to get to the quarterback no matter who's in the game.
You guys have been getting after the quarterback in practices. What has it been like to be a part of this defensive line and play through training camp so far?
So weird that the volume goes up on the reporters' questions and drops down when the player talks. It's so frustrating. I'm sorry once again.
It's been fun, man. We got a great group of guys, and all the guys work hard, and they know football. You can tell every guy wants to win, and every day we fight hard to win.
How intense is that competition? I mean, they did a lot, and you're part of this to create competition at kind of that edge spot or whatever, and getting after the quarterback. How has it been compared to other places?
Like I was telling Shaq, this is the best group I've been around as far as I can trust the guys when they in the game. Like they know football. I've been on teams where you couldn't really trust the guy behind me, and I had to play like the whole game.
That's great to hear, guys.
But being around these guys, I know with the rotation, everybody can eat. Everybody gonna eat.
What creates that trust, though? It doesn't happen overnight, right?
Yeah.
So what creates that trust?
Just the mentality from our position coach and leaders. It's just the grind, and you can see it. Like the guys, they physical. We physical. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody soft. Guys get in the game and they know. Let's get to the quarterback. Things of that nature. It shows you that you can trust them.
What's it like going?
No doubt about it, man. I'm telling you guys, this is the deepest roster, in my opinion, under McBean in the McBean era, offensively and defensively, in my opinion, especially on that defensive line. Like, we have some really good talent. We have some really good depth. I just cannot wait to see it all on the field, man. I can't wait to see it because I'm telling you guys right now, man, like, Gregory Rousseau won for one. I'm telling you guys, watch out for him this season. Leonard Floyd, again, he's had 9 sacks. He's averaging 9 sacks in the last 3 seasons. Seems to be just getting better as he ages. And I just love what he brings to Buffalo. And then you got Vaughn coming back probably week 5, week 6. And then you got Poona Ford, who's looking great in camp so far. Ed Oliver, who's looking great in camp. Daquan Jones, who's just a beast out there getting the double teams. And you got guys like Shaq Lawson, who's a vet, who had a good season last year, filling in. And then you got Jordan Phillips, who's coming back. So nasty defense, I'm telling you guys. And then, of course, you got the linebackers and Matt Milano. And it looking like, by the way, Dotson might win that middle linebacker spot. But this defense is deep, man. Really, really deep. And I didn't mention one player. Let me mention a couple more. AJ Epinesa, who also had a pretty good season last year. Wasn't great, but he definitely took a step forward. And I'm hoping he can take another step forward this year. And then you got another guy that really hasn't done too much. He had a good blue and red practice, which is Boogie Basham. But I just have a feeling Boogie Basham's the guy on the bubble, the guy that may be either cut or traded. We'll see. He needs to really show out in preseason to earn a spot on this team, in my opinion. But, yeah, the team is deep, guys. Very, very deep. And just, man, I'm just excited. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Against Josh every day.
Oh, it's been good, man.
Like, I'm getting my popcorn ready.
He's a great guy to go against because ain't too many tackles in the league as good as him. You know what I'm saying? It's great competition for me and for the other guys too.
I mean, Josh Allen though, so like seeing Josh every day back there.
Oh yeah, Josh, man, he's the real deal. I stated that plenty of times.
He is the real deal.
I can't really say nothing bad about him.
Which player has drawn, has drawn an interest that you got at the D-line that's, coming to ask you questions, most knowledgeable, is actually the most questions out of that group?
You would think
Probably
Rousseau,
me
right?
and AJ talk a lot.
AJ,
me and
okay.
Shaq talk a lot. We know
Smart.
each other though. Probably say those two guys. We talk the most. We talk football the most. Both guys can play ball too.
Hey, good. Hopefully AJ gets some, picks his brain and has a much better season.
Spitting something out to him, he's absorbing that, and did you see it out there on the field?
It shows that what type of player he is. He's a player that knows the game well. He knows his moves. He got his pass rush moves, and as long as you got your pass rush moves, you're gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? And he's a good player.
You're a taller, longer guy in your position. So is Gray. Can you guys talk a lot about that and say, like, because of your size compared to maybe what another edge rusher might be, how your moves, you might have to do some things differently going against different tackles?
I mean, you just gotta know your body and know what fits you well. You know what I'm saying? And once you figure that out, you'll be able to go into the game knowing that this move worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. Even between me and Greg, we different. We rush completely two different ways, and man, it's been a few times me and him been in there together. It's gonna be hard to deal with.
I love it. Let's go to another. Let's go to Terron Johnson real quick here, guys, because these are long and I don't want to There we go.
Can I see the rest of your shirt?
Yeah. Are you a Braves fan?
He's wearing a Brave shirt.
I like the shirt. I just like the shirt.
It looks cool.
Yeah, thanks. It's going good. It's going good. I'm enjoying it. It's just
Hell of a player right here, guys.
Get used to every year.
What does rap bring into the...
Real quick before that question, I see now why Bean extended this guy as early as he did, because he is one of the best covers, slot covers in the NFL. He is that good, man, and he is just all over the field. I think he has the most snaps for a slot cover in the NFL too, as far as being on the field. Just a hell of a player, man, and I love that he's a Buffalo Bill, man.
Backfield, or the secondary.
His physicality. I mean, that's the first thing I noticed about him. Is just how physical he is. He's always in the right
Talking about Taylor Rapp.
Just coming down and making sure that he's doing what he needs to do.
You guys run nickel person.
By the way, real quick, and he's a nickel corner. I said slot, whatever, same thing. Taylor Rapp, another guy I feel like is an under-the-radar signing for the Buffalo Bills, big time. And I'm telling you, he's another guy I hope that Bean can figure out giving him an extension, because he's only here for a year. But just one of those guys that, once again, the national media is just ignoring what the Buffalo Bills did in the offseason, especially some of these dynamic kind of players at their positions. In my opinion, Taylor Rapp could play safety, linebacker. You could put him on the field in so many different scenarios, and he can cause havoc out there. He's a good player. And then, of course, Leonard Floyd, and then Poona Ford is another guy that people aren't really talking about. It just, man, I just don't understand why people, when they talk about the Buffalo Bills and what we did this offseason, they act like we haven't done anything to improve this team. And I felt like we had our best offseason since the McBean era, in my opinion. So it's just funny how people are written us off already, but yet we've had the best offseason, while McBean has been here. So I don't get it.
Now that's basically your base package because of what you bring to the table. How much pride do you take in the fact that no matter the situation, they trust you and your abilities out there?
I mean, I appreciate it very much. You know what I'm saying? I just try to do everything I can to stay on the field, and if that means sometimes being a linebacker, then that's what I'm going to do. You know, I feel like I bring a lot of versatility to the team, and I want to continue to do that.
Speaking on that mindset a bit, I mean, some players you're guarding one of the best receivers on the field, put on the A gap, now you got a blitz. Those are 3 different mindsets that you need snap in and snap out. How do you do that?
Just the mindset, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like I've been doing it for a good amount of time now, so it's like I know I can do it. So just really basing my off season off that, making sure I'm working all those different fundamentals and bringing it to the football field.
There's been a lot of talk, obviously, last year with the injuries to the safeties and then getting back, you know, all the different guys that played, and then cornerback 2 and all that stuff, and then there's you, week in, week out.
Yep.
Do you think it's almost like people know how good you are, but it's been taken for granted on the way you play? And does that matter to you?
It don't matter. It doesn't really matter. I try not to let what others
He's underrated.
Like concern me. So
that's true.
Just making sure that I'm doing everything I need to do. I mean, what matters most is
he is an underrated
my
CB in this
teammates
league.
think of me. So that's just what I'm trying to do. Not let them down, and hopefully we get a lot of W's.
Terron, as you grow in this defense, I mean, you've been around here for a while with Micah and Poe. What's left out there for you? What do you still want to do? What haven't you accomplished yet, just within your skill set and what you're able to do?
I mean, I'm all about just getting better. Watching the film, I want to see improvement from this year versus last year. That's all I really care about as far as personally, and as a team, obviously, you know,
Super Bowl.
We want to win it all. So like, that's
right.
just the focus when it comes to my team.
That is the focus. All right, man. So I'll stop it there. So yeah. So once again, man, looks like day 9, you know, went good for the Buffalo Bills in training camp. Once again, Bills Mafia could not be there today. So. But they'll be able to come back tomorrow, you know, and watch them practice. And this is the last week, guys. This is the last week of training camp. And then preseason starts Saturday. And, yeah, man, I'm super, super excited to get this thing going. By the way, real quick, we do go live tonight at 9 o'clock. So if you guys want to tune in, I'd appreciate that. And, yeah, man. So, and then, of course, you guys know Bills versus Colts this weekend, Saturday. I may do a post-game video or maybe even go live on that. So I'll let you guys know. Look out for that as well. And then, of course, Friday Night Lights at 8:30, me and Mikey will be doing a preview of Colts versus Bills. And that should be a good one as well. So, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.